Next, parallel RLC circuit. So whatever we have derived for the series RLC circuit, you can derive for the parallel RLC circuit as well. But let's not do the derivations here. I will write the final result. The procedure is the same. You can try it out for yourself. Okay. So this is the parallel circuit. Here we are making use of a current source, not a voltage source. Okay. So this is R, L and C. The current is I, let us say. Now what will be the resonant frequency? The resonant frequency will be same, omega R or omega naught. This is equal to 1 by root over LC. So this you can get by equating the imaginary part of admittance is equal to 0. Whenever we are dealing with parallel circuits, it is better to use admittance because simply we can add the individual admittances, right? So if you equate the imaginary part of admittance to 0, then you will get this result. Okay. Now we will see what is the voltage across these elements. In the series circuit, current was same. Here in parallel circuit, the voltage will be same across each of the elements, right? Now the source current, whatever is there, this will entirely flow through the resistance itself during the resonance condition. Okay. So if you consider this to be Im angle theta, this is the source current Is, let us say, then IR will be equal to Is under resonance. So the current through inductor and capacitor we can take like this. What will be the, this is all at resonance. What will be the voltage? This will be equal to the current through the resistor into R. But the current through resistor is equal to the source current. So you are going to get Im into R angle theta. Okay. So the voltage across resistor will be having the same phase as the source current. Alright. What about the power? The power that is dissipated you are going to get as Vm square by 2R. This is in terms of maximum values. Otherwise you can also write as Vrms square by R. So now if you express in terms of the current, then what will you get? This is equal to Im square R by 2 or I RMS square into R. Now what about the phasor diagram? In the series RLC circuit, we have written the equation using KVL. Here using KCL, we are going to get Is is equal to IR plus IL plus IC. At resonance, what is going to happen? IL plus IC is equal to 0. So what happens here is the magnitudes are equal whereas the phase will be opposite. Okay, so that's why you get this condition. So Is will be simply equal to IR bar. So now if you draw the phasor diagram, what you are going to get? First, if you are drawing the current, here Is, but this is also equal to the current through resistor. And what about the voltage across the resistor? It will be in the same phase. So this is V bar. Then what about IL bar and IC bar? They will be like this. They will have the same magnitude but opposite phase. Now which one is IC and which one is IL? So you can see that the voltage is here, and for a inductor the current will be lagging the voltage by 90 degrees. So this is going to be the inductor current and this is going to be the capacitor current. Capacitor current will lead the voltage by 90 degrees. Next, half power frequencies. So we will not go into the derivation. I will write the final result, but you can try deriving it yourself. So omega 1 you are going to get as minus 1 by 2 RC plus root over 1 by 2 RC whole square plus 1 by LC. And omega 2 is going to be plus 1 by 2 RC plus root over 1 by 2 RC whole square plus 1 by LC. The only difference between the series and parallel circuit for the expression of half power frequencies is that here we have 1 by RC. In the series circuit we had R by L. Similarly here 1 by RC is there, just replace it with R by L. Then you will get the half power frequency of RLC, series RLC circuit. Okay. Now, what about the relation between the resonant frequency and half power frequencies? This will also remain the same. We know that the resonant frequency is equal to the geometric mean of the half power frequencies. Okay. So, this is going to be there in parallel RLC circuit as well. What about the bandwidth? So, bandwidth is simply omega 2 minus omega 1. You are going to get 1 by RC. Okay. And finally, the quality factor. We know that the quality factor is 2 pi times the maximum energy stored in the circuit. So, here we can either take the energy stored in inductor or capacitor, because these are the energy storage elements. But what we will take? The energy stored in capacitor, because the voltage can be cancelled out. This is a parallel circuit, right? So, half C Vm square. This is the peak energy stored. We have taken the peak value of the voltage, maximum value, divided by what will be the current power that is dissipated in the resistor. This can be written as Vm square by 2R. Since it is the maximum value, we are taking divided by 2, Vm square by 2R, okay, into the time period, okay, T naught or TR, you can write anything. So, this power into time will give you the energy. So, what will be the final expression? You are going to get 2 pi times into RC into 1 by T naught is simply the frequency in hertz, okay. So, this you are going to get omega naught RC. So, Q you can write as omega naught RC, or you know that omega naught is equal to 1 by root LC. So, C you can write in terms of the inductor as what? 1 by L omega naught square. Okay. So, if you substitute this value of C here, then you are going to get R by omega naught L. So, you can see that both these expressions, they are the inverse of the quality factor that you saw in the series RLC circuit. Okay. So, this is all the parameters of the parallel RLC circuit.